Katie Price in the news again for having her 8th breast surgery in 8 years. She went up to 1,050 cc breast implants. The real question for my experts here is, when is a breast implant too big? Cliff.
Well, you know, I think personal and individual evaluation is very important. A different implant will work on different body physiques. The most important dimension is the width. The implant can change in projection and I think successfully be supported. I know Bruce and I are in different regions of the country, and in Florida, Texas, California, they're pushing the envelope, but it's imperative to us to be responsible physicians and tell them when it's too big.
So, but what happens though, Cliff? So somebody comes in, you're in Florida, and they like these extra large breasts. And can they be too large?
Absolutely, and I think
I'm not sure they can, but okay.
All of us know that 1,000 cc's is probably too big. The human tissue just can't support that weight of silicone.
But do you worry, because I hear from colleagues in these areas where bigger implants are the norm, that gee, if I don't agree to put that big implant in, they're just going to go down the street to one of my competitors. So I end up putting in big implants.
The problem is how do you quantify that? The human breast is affected by gravity over time, and so as you add mass, a bigger implant, it probably is going to be affected more. Now the patients need to know that up front, but as long as the width fits them, I'm comfortable in changing the projection and achieving sizes you might not be comfortable with, Bruce.
Well, and honestly, the projection thing worries me. And you know, this is a way to get more volume, right? So if your base width is limited because the patient's chest is this narrow, well, let's just go out. But you know, I think there's some information out there to suggest that when we do that, we're stretching those lower tissues to a point, and at some point there's a tipping point. And when that happens, you're right, physics takes over, and then we lose our support.
You know, ultimately we're trying to rely on our patient's taste to some degree. I'm trying to bring science to interact with what they're looking for. And intuitively, 700, 800, 1,000 cc's is too big, but we can change the projection and get a beautiful result that patients are really, really happy with. And based on my career, I've seen them successful over the long period.
Go big or go home, right?
Go big or go home is what we say in Florida.
Moderation in all things.
Bruce, what works in Indiana doesn't work in Florida.
You're right, Cliff.
You can see a lot more of this on theplasticsurgerychannel.com.